So while I work on this a little bit longer, how about you guys watch some super cute B-roll? Oh, that little girl is so cute. If you couldn't tell, I've been holding on to that footage for quite a while. What's up, fam? Elijah Shiler here, and we are getting super close to revealing the identity for these videos. Bam! Right here on the other side of this cardboard is the identity, but I ain't gonna show it to you. Mystery established by the intention of relationship leads to increased intimacy through romance. See, mystery builds intrigue and anticipation, and I don't want to miss an opportunity to learn a valuable spiritual lesson. Think about relationship as a man pursues a woman. He starts dropping hints about all the things that he's putting together. Like he slips up in conversation just to plant seeds that the girl's mind starts running like, wait a second, what are you planning? But he doesn't tell. But he just keeps dropping little insights and hints and clues along the way, intentionally established with the heart of relationship so that intimacy builds within the context of romance. So a big part of this channel, this identity, and these things that I'm going after, a lot of people keep giving me input on, you gotta establish up front what you're gonna be talking about in these videos and guide people in, or you're gonna lose people. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm going after something in a way that mimics what Jesus has already done in scripture. I think one of the things that we do in our current Christian culture that hamstrings people's development is that we make all of our sermons 3 points in a poem accessible for everyone. We do all the heavy lifting. We have examples, insights, and we pre-chew people's food so that they can just swallow it down and not have to choke on the process. And I think a big part of that culture is because we're kowtowing, we're following culture. We're following the patterns of the world's culture, and we're consuming it or criticizing it, but we're not creating it. We're not creating it out of our creative capacity that follows the example of Christ. So because YouTube and social media is super slick, everything's up front and it's all meant to grab you, hook you, and drag you in, we've started catering to that in the church and how we teach. There is a place for being relevant and not being separatist outside of culture. Jesus became a man. He put on flesh and became us, and relevant truth is the proclamation of grace. Knit that on a pillow. But it says that Jesus spoke in parables for a very specific reason. And a lot of people miss what that reason was. It says that Jesus spoke in parables so that people wouldn't understand. It's not a matter that Jesus was wanting to stay isolated, separated from people. There's a big difference between isolation in confusion and relationship intentionally establishing mystery. You see, mystery invites intrigue, and it gives you enough clues in this moment to discover your next clue. And then in the validation and the excitement of discovering that next clue, then, oh, now the next clue and the next clue. And there's this building momentum of discovering the end result of the mystery that was established in the first hint. You see, with Azriela, when I hid her Easter candy, I wasn't hiding her candy from her. I was hiding her candy for her. Based on where she was developmentally, I hid her Easter candy so that she would be able to find it. And as she found one piece of Easter candy, then the next piece of Easter candy would be in sight. And if she lost the trail or it got cold, I would move to the next hiding spot and say, honey, is there any more Easter candy? Until she finally found all of it. I wasn't hiding her Easter candy from her. I was hiding her Easter candy for her. and it was flowing out of a father's heart. I enjoyed that so much. I'm so glad that I have it on camera because now I can relive the joy over and over. I was hiding things for the sake of joy so that she could find them and be a part of the process. When Jesus speaks in parables so that people don't understand, he's creating mystery out of the intentional desire of his heart to have relationship with us so that we can create intimacy with him in the context of romance. Yes, please. Proverbs says that it's the glory of God to conceal a matter, but that it's the glory of kings, it's the glory of royalty to search it out. So in God concealing a matter, and Jesus speaking in parables in such a way that we don't understand, he's establishing a process where our royalty is revealed in the reward received by seeking him with all of our heart. Hebrews says that everyone who comes to God must believe that first he exists and that he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. So as Jesus speaks to us in parables, he hides things for us and we begin to pursue him. We're not after the blessings that we can get from him. We're not after the bread that we can get from Jesus, like the 6,000 that pursued him in John chapter 6. And Jesus starts speaking parabolically and offends 6,000 people away. And then his 12 disciples stay with him and say, Lord, do you know that you offended people? And Jesus says, what? I'm being offensive? Yes, you're being offensive. And 6,000 people were getting ready to subscribe to your channel and you just offended them away by speaking in parables and confusing them. Your message wasn't exactly clear, bro. And then Jesus says, well, are you guys gonna leave me too? And Peter speaks up and says, yeah, we would if we could, but we burned the boats, bro. You have the words of life, so we're gonna stick it out, but we don't get you any more than the rest of the people that just walked away. And then Jesus says, oh, okay, good, but one of you is a devil. That's Jesus's process of speaking in parables. He was growing his movement down to its point of strength. The glory of the kingdom that he was building had to have a foundation that was strong enough to bear the weight of its glory. And so if Jesus just chewed the food for everybody and just was dropping worms into baby birds' mouths, then when the heat of persecution came, he was gonna have followers who would bail because they weren't getting fed anymore. Haven't heard anybody say that from the modern church movement, have you? So God chooses to hide himself. And so in this process of working through what is the identity of these videos, what is it that I'm going after, I have an opportunity to reveal it in a way that captures that essence of speaking in parables so that people don't understand, giving just enough clues that invites those who are curious enough to know to stay in. This guy's nuts. I don't understand what he's saying, but I think I'm gonna stick around and see where this goes. So if you're still around, I have a little bit of an experiment to engage with you. We're gonna see what happens. So I'm gonna set this aside. Whoa. Did you think I was gonna let you see it? No. And we're gonna get a separate piece of cardboard, blank. I want you to watch how I draw the logo with my pen and see if you can replicate it yourself. Once you've drawn it out on a piece of paper, put it on Photoshop, written it on a napkin, whatever, take a picture of it, send it to the email listed in this video, and we'll see what happens. If this actually works out and somebody nails the logo, I'm gonna be so stoked. It's gonna be so sick. Here it comes. There you go. Watch it back. So my encouragement for you would be that God is not hiding your life from you. He's hiding your life for you out of his Father's heart. He's hiding the destiny, the plans that he has for you in such a way that you can't help but find them. He's a good father. He doesn't want to exasperate you, but he is hiding your life, your destiny, your direction, his plans for you. His desire is that as you come to him, that you believe that he has your good in heart and that he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him, that as you keep pressing in, as you press through the frustration and the confusion of your mind, that you don't understand Jesus' ways any more than the 6,000 people that he just fended away. But you say, Jesus, you have the words of life. I don't get you, but when you speak, something happens inside of me that doesn't happen with other people. And that as you pursue that with Jesus, that discovering his heart, when you break through into what it is, the plans that he's drawing out for you, when you break into it, that the discovery of his heart would explode into joy, and that the joy of the Lord would be your strength forward as his royal priests to speak the Father's hearts over those who are still perishing. Mystery established by the intention of relationship leads to increased intimacy within the environment of romance. God is romancing your heart into his own. Out of having received his deep heart myself, after having pursued his parables for years, it's how I'm building my channel. You might be offended and you walk away and never come back. That's okay. But if I have 12 super solid subscribers who love what I have to offer in Jesus, I can change the world with those 12. Or 11 of you if one of you unsubscribes and leaves because you're like, yeah, he cray. If you subscribe to what I'm doing, show it with a click. Click the bell as well so you get notified when I create new content. And I love to have you along for the ride. Blessings on your days. I love you guys lots. And I'll see you in the next video.